Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emma and I make art videos. Today I'm continuing on with my Create and Chat series where I paint in real time while talking and answering your questions. So I'm continuing on with the last piece that I worked on. However, I have done a bit more since I last filmed, so I've done all the inking just because I thought it'd be a bit difficult to talk and concentrate on inking at the same time, but I do have my watercolours here because I'm going to start painting. I would like to note, I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but I've got the fan on in here just because it's really hot and I don't want to open the window just because there'll be too much outside noise, but hopefully you can't hear the fan, but I just really need it on because it's really hot. So yeah, let's get started. So for the last video I missed a couple of questions that you all asked on Instagram, so I'm going to answer those ones first and then get on to the questions asked on my first Create and Chat video. Sid Snail asks, why did you and Kieran move and can you do a room tour? So if you don't know, at the end of last year Kieran and I had to move out of our old place. And that's basically because we pretty much were forced to move out. Not because we were bad tenants or anything, but the person who owned the place decided to sell it because we were renting. And the people who bought the place decided they wanted to actually live in the house themselves rather than kind of like obviously renting it out to people. So because they wanted to move in, we basically had to leave, which, I don't know, which kind of sucked at the time, but we really like our new place, so everything has turned out good. And can I do a room tour? I'm assuming you mean a studio art tour thing, and I don't want to do one just yet, just because it's not set up exactly how I want it to be. Like, I really want to get some new furniture, like a new art desk and all that kind of stuff. So once I've kind of got it to the point where I really like it, then I'll do like an art studio tour, but until then there probably won't be one. Anna X Me asks, do you love cheese and Johnny Depp? Well, it's a very random question, but do I love cheese? I don't like dairy cheese because I'm vegan, but there are a couple of vegan cheeses that I do like. They're obviously not super healthy for you or anything, and I only ever eat them on a very rare occasion. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I love cheese, especially not, you know, dairy cheese, which is probably what you're talking about. And do I love Johnny Depp? I think he's awesome. I don't know if I'd say I love him, but definitely one of my favourite actors. And the last question that I missed on Instagram is from Erin Churul. They ask, do you have any tattoos? If not, are you going to get any tattoos? I do not have any tattoos at the moment. I love tattoos and I've always wanted tattoos, but I've never actually gotten one. However, I don't think I've said this on my channel yet, but I'm actually going to America this year, which is super exciting. I may make like a separate video about it, but I am planning on getting my first tattoo when I'm in America, so there's that. Alright, so I'm gonna go over to my YouTube and have a look and see what questions you left on my last video. Alrighty, so Nuno Barreto asks, do you ever get blocked artistically? If so, how do you overcome it? Like most people, yes, I do go through artist block at times. To be honest, I don't really know like a set method on how to get over it. Like, I think everybody kind of deals with it differently. I don't know, I think just kind of, I find looking at art that inspires me, you know, like watching movies, listening to music, all that kind of stuff, is very inspiring. And even just, you know, nature itself I find quite inspiring. I don't really have a method for getting over artist block, like, yeah. Also, I find sometimes if you just kind of force yourself to create art, that can kind of help. Or even taking a break. Like, it's totally fine to not create work if you don't feel like it. But sometimes it is good to kind of push through that. So I think it really depends on like your situation, really. Alright, because of what I talked about in my last video about doing vlogs and stuff, lots of people are commenting about the vlogs, so I'm not really going to be answering those kinds of questions, but I am finding a couple here. So Holly asks, could you make a video with watercolour tips? I don't know, I don't feel like I know watercolour that well, and I mean, like, I've already like seen a bunch of really good videos on YouTube already that kind of cover watercolour tips, so I don't feel like it's really necessary. I don't know, maybe one day I'll do a video on it, but I feel like I'd want more experience before I go making a video like that. I don't know. It's funny you're asking that now because I'm actually working with watercolours. I think you just have to really be patient with watercolour. And yeah, you know, when you put down a layer, a lot of the time you have to wait for it to dry until you can paint over it, and you know, obviously you can apply the watercolour quite opaque or transparent. You know, the best way you're going to get better at, you know, any type of medium is practicing with that medium. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll be making a video like that anytime soon. This isn't a question, but someone's commented saying how they can relate to being lazy and procrastinating all the time, so I'm glad I'm not the only person like that. Kat asks, do you struggle more with doing different types of art? For example, I struggle with watercolours, so I lean more towards felt tips and pencils. I don't know, I don't feel like I struggle heaps with like a particular like medium. Like, I enjoy watercolours, acrylic, oils can be fun, but I also like, you know, coloured pencil and just drawing with, say, like lead pencil and not even worrying about colour. I definitely think, you know, I'm kind of better at certain ones, but that could just be just because I'm more experienced with them. You know, I think it's totally fine to kind of lean towards certain tools if you think you're better at it, or even if you just enjoy it more. I mean, it is good to experiment, but if you're using something and you're not liking it, then, you know, I don't see the point in like forcing yourself to do it if you don't like it. I mean, yeah, it's great to experiment with new ways to create. So it might be a matter of just kind of pushing through not liking something for a bit, but if you know like you just really don't like it, then I don't see the point. So yeah, I don't find I struggle too much. Like, I find like, you know, when I was at uni, like I kind of tested out all the majors that I could do, and you know, for example, like I like photography, and I feel like, you know, I'm pretty decent at it. I wouldn't say I'm amazing or anything, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get like amazing marks for it at uni. So I guess that's something that, you know, like, I enjoy it, but I wouldn't say I'm amazing at it. I definitely kind of steer away from photography as an art. And I mean, I personally prefer, you know, like more, I guess, hands-on work, like, you know, drawing and painting and that kind of thing. I found sculpture quite difficult, but it was actually really fun and challenging, and I was actually pretty good at it. I don't think I'd want to do it like all the time, but just experiencing it was really fun. Anyway, I'm actually planning on doing a video at some stage kind of talking about my art school / university experience, kind of just going over what it was like for me, what I liked, what I didn't like, and that kind of thing. So let me know if you're interested in seeing a video like that. Also, I'm still torn between uploading vlogs on a new channel or just this channel. I think I am leaning more towards a separate channel, just because if I do want to do it regularly, then it's not gonna like take over my art channel. So yeah, I'm still kind of undecided on that, but I'll definitely let you know if I do end up making a separate channel. And that's pretty much all the questions that I got. I didn't get a lot on my... I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear these little kids talking really loudly. Yeah, I didn't get any more questions just because a lot of them were actually commenting on my thoughts on a vlog channel, that kind of thing, so yeah. I feel like I'm working super slow with this piece, but again, I'm using watercolour, and you really need to kind of layer, and I can't just kind of like put down heaps of colours in the one spot. So yeah, and I'm kind of happy with how this piece is kind of turning out. I probably won't make this into like a finished video at all, just because I didn't film the inking, and I don't know, it's just kind of like in this watercolour sketchbook, so yeah, but I'm sure I will post photos of it online when I've finished it, if I ever finish it. Since there's no other questions, I'm just gonna kind of just chat for a bit. I got something exciting in the mail today. I got a new blender, and you've probably heard of like what a Vitamix is. Basically it's pretty much a Vitamix, but it just wasn't as expensive. So I'm super excited for that, just because I can make awesome smoothies now and lots of other stuff too. So I'm gonna try that out for the first time when I have my lunch after this. I don't know if you can, but you can hear those little kids screaming. Like, there's 2 toddlers that live next door to us, and I swear, like, they are like constantly screaming like all the time. And I'm like, I don't remember screaming that much when I was a kid. I don't know, it seems quite excessive, but like there's been times where we hear them screaming at like 11 o'clock, midnight, and I'm just like, how are these children up at this time? Like they're young kids. Like when I was that age, I was probably going to bed at like, I don't know, 7 o'clock. Anyway. Also, we got some really good news, but I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet because it's not like 100% confirmed. But if it is confirmed, it is super exciting and you'll eventually find out. If it's not confirmed, then you won't find out until probably later in the year, but I'll just leave it at that for now. Keep you guys guessing. No, I'm not getting married or having kids yet. Just in case any of you just automatically expect that. No, that's not going to happen for a long time. I'm filming this on, what's today? It's the 3rd of March, and I believe the new Twilight Princess Zelda, the HD one for Wii U, comes out really soon. So I'm super excited about that. I can't believe it, that game is like 10 years old. I remember when it like first came out and I was like super excited for it. It's definitely one of my favorite Zelda games and I'm super excited to play the HD version. I've got a Wii U and I do have the Wii version because you can play that on the Wii U. And I actually started like replaying it before they announced it. And then they announced it and I was like, oh, I don't want to play it like, you know, at the end of last year. And then again like now, so I kind of just like stopped where I was up to and I'll replay it again on the Wii U, the HD version. And I'm getting the one with like the Wolf Link amiibo, which I think is pretty exciting. And I'm super excited about the new Zelda coming out that doesn't have a name yet or release date or anything, but from what I've seen of like the trailers and stuff, it looks awesome. One last thing that I'll mention is that on my cheap art supply challenge video, I got quite a few people commenting saying that the portrait kind of looked like Melanie Martinez, and at the time I didn't know who that was. I was just like, I don't know who these people are talking about. I looked her up and then I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I can see the resemblance, but obviously I didn't base it off her because I had no idea who she was. But then I kind of like checked out who she was. I ended up downloading her album and I actually really like her music, so I guess thank you to the people who said that my drawing looked like her because it introduced me to her music. And yes, I've been enjoying listening to that lately. And yeah. That's pretty much it. Since I don't really have much else to say, I think I'm going to cut this video a bit shorter, just because I didn't get as many questions and I don't really have anything else to talk about right now. And I really should be getting ready. I'm working later tonight, so I don't want to leave it to the last minute. But yeah, I feel like I got nothing done on this piece. I guess we'll see. Maybe my next Create&Chat will be me still working on this painting. We will see. Anyway, you kind of got an idea of how I work with these watercolours. If you didn't know, these are the peerless watercolours. So yeah. That's going to be all from me today. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you all in my next video.